we're gonna get started. All right. Hi everyone. This is Aniket D'Souza, and welcome to the Tuesday Talk session. And the last time in episode 5, we discussed about how you can actually create a real-time coronavirus or a COVID-19 tracker using Google Sheets and using Google Data Studio, right? So if you haven't watched that one, just go have a check it out on the previous episodes of Tuesday Talk session. And in this session, what we're going to cover up is going to be very different. It's going to be more towards Instagram. And I thought the whole idea of Tuesday Talks is to kind of document all the learnings that I've had over the past, you can say, 10 years. And that's basically the purpose of why I'm doing these Tuesday Talk sessions. And to get started right away, let's get into the deck that I've created. It's just a 2-slider, but it'll kind of give you an idea on what are the things that I've observed over the past over the past 10 years in terms of what are the kind of different feeds that exist on Instagram and the kind of different grids and layouts that exist on Instagram. So let's get started with that. So this is just to give you an idea. On the left, you have what are the different field, the ideas or the kind of grid and layouts. These are the ones that have already been termed, so you can have a look at this. Well, first one is the puzzle. Second one is the rainbow, and I really love the rainbow feed as well. And then you have white space and minimalistic, which is usually used by luxury brands. You can have a look at that. There's checkered, there's white border, there's black border, there's a mix of both, and you have microsite. So let's observe all of these, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through this as an example. You can have a look at this. What I've already done is kind of pre-recorded most of these. So this is something that I'm going to show you with puzzle feeds, right? So the first one is going to be the puzzle feed example. Now this is kind of a brand that used to be handled by one of my companies. So this, what you see in front of you is a puzzle feed. This is how a puzzle feed looks like. It's more of a single picture layout, but it can actually stand as one image by itself as well. So that's basically the idea. So you can see over here whether it's a video, whether it's you can see whether it is a video or a photograph or a carousel. The first part of the screen or the first part of the screen goes along with the whole grid, right? So that's basically the idea of the puzzle feed. Great. So let's hit on to something else. Let's look at another puzzle feed. The main person behind this inspiration, it's Juniper Oates. You can have a look at her feed. She's basically, you can say, she's the global standard when it comes to puzzle feeds. She's been covered everywhere around the world when it comes to the kind of feed layouts, because her feed layout, which is the original puzzle feed, was the first unique one. The third one is Sarah Perez. This is the rainbow feed. So we're looking at exploring the rainbow feed. This is how the rainbow feed looks. These are things that she does inside. So inside every feed, she's got different elements, but the overall outside part of the feed is following the rainbow feed concept. And in fact, all of her content is like that. So you can have a look at her feed. Her name is Sarah Perez. Very famous when it comes to the kind of unique Instagram feeds. And then we have minimalistic or white space driven. This one is primarily from YSL. So you can have a look. It's usually used by most luxury brands. So you can see the kind of white space elements that they use in their imagery. It's very minimalistic, but these are things that the key over here is the way how they use the fonts, the kind of fonts that are being used, the kind of ways that they kind of approach. So whether it's vertical or whether it's horizontal feeds, that's basically kind of a mix. But the primary idea over here is to have a white space and then go ahead with that approach. All right. So that's what it is. Let's go to the next one. So you can explore these feeds at your own convenience, but you can see that there are these grids where you can see, which is like three blue, but they are actually the part of the same image, same video, is just uploaded differently so that they look neater. All right, so have a look at this. Is the checkered feed. The checkered feed is usually a black box versus with an image, or a white box with an image. That's basically the combination. That's something that you can have a look at. And then you have the white border feed. You can see the white border feed over here, which is like that, the one that you're seeing right now. So this is a white border feed. And then let's head over to a black border feed as well. Right, so the other bit is the white space and the minimalistic also had. So the one that I showed you of YSL also had a mixed layout. They kind of had vertical ones and they had horizontal ones, so those are generally called as mix. And then you have the black border layout. So this, every image over here has got a black border, so that's another type of feed. And then this is one of my favorites. It's literally like a microsite, right? So have a look at Faces de Muros. Faces Doom Reflexo. So that's basically the feed. It's very interesting. It's one of my favorites when it comes to literally building a microsite inside Instagram. It's drool worthy, and that's the whole idea behind why brands should actually do Instagram, right? So what you see in front of you is more designer style, designer oriented, and it's literally awesome, right? So that's basically the design feed that exists. You can have a look at this brand as well, right? So inside each of these images, yes, there are a lot of things that are hidden, but this is what I wanted to kind of show you. These are some of the brands that I have been following for almost I can say a good 4 to 5 years. I have not seen newer types of feeds. These are usually the kind of feeds that most brands have actually taken. Yes, there was a different type of feed that even Flipkart had tried in before, somewhere in the year 2016, where they built a like a mini microsite or a campaign site. But before that, we had also done an approach for Trident BKC, where we've actually built a mini microsite inside Instagram, and it was connected to 2 to 3 different accounts, which were all like 3 different pages. So a number of accounts were actually created as pages, and then you could actually browse through them like a microsite. So that's one more example, but that also follows the similar example of Faces Dim Reflexo. And this is what I wanted to cover for this particular session, or this particular video, on what are the different kinds of Instagram feeds that exist currently. And if you think that I've actually missed something, please share it in the comments. And if you think you liked something like this, then in that case, just go ahead and subscribe to my channel as well. All right, thank you so much for your time.